Streaming at 5:30, breaking news, judicial map move. Governor Jeff Landry wants to redraw the map for Louisiana's federal courts, why he says moving one parish could be the key to clearing out backlogs and tackling violent crime in Baton Rouge. Civil rights legacy from Chicago to South Carolina, the multi-city tribute to Reverend Jesse Jackson is underway. The service is planned to celebrate his 84 years of life. Honoring Kip Holden, Baton Rouge is making sure a trailblazing leader is never forgotten. The new tribute approved for the city's first black mayor president. True fighter lost, the LSU community in mourning. The loss of a national champion, the inspiring legacy of Devontae Lee, and the courageous battle he fought until the very end. Vacation safety risks, from violent unrest in popular resort towns to rising health concerns. Why travel experts say researching your destination is now more important than ever. Attention shoppers, a great value cottage cheese recall hits Walmart stores, including right here in Louisiana. What you need to do. One band, one sound. HBCU bands bringing the king of pop to life. How they are creating a thriller of a tribute for Michael Jackson. And Henry Blake standing by with a look on the next round of storms in our area.
You're watching WAFB's streaming newscast, live and local, with Dion Guillory. This is 9 News at 5:30.
And breaking here at 5:30, a Louisiana lawmaker says she plans to author a bill that could alter Louisiana's federal court system. This comes after a request from Governor Jeff Landry. He's asking several Louisiana congressional leaders to move West Feliciana Parish from the Middle District to the Western District. The governor says the Middle District is overwhelmed by cases. Many, he says, comes from the Louisiana State Penitentiary. By moving the parish, Landry hopes to free up judges to focus on violent crime in East Baton Rouge Parish. He says the change would improve public safety and efficiency across the state. And in just the last hour, Congresswoman Julia Letlow says she will author a bill to make that move happen. We are waiting to hear back from the other 3 lawmakers who received letters from the governor. Now, the request comes after Governor Landry posted on social media criticizing judges in the Middle District, calling them too liberal. He called out Judge Shelley Dick after she ordered an immigrant be released from ICE detention at Angola, ruling he was being unconstitutionally detained. Earlier this month, another judge in the Middle District made the same ruling on 4 other immigrants. All 5 men were on ICE order of supervised release before being arrested last year. Baton Rouge officials are honoring a former mayor who helped shape the capital city. The Metro Council approving renaming the Mayor's Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Preparedness building on Harding after the late Kip Holden. Holden, you may remember, died last year at the age of 72. He served 3 terms as mayor president and was the first African American to hold that office in the parish. City leaders say the renaming will stand as a lasting tribute to his commitment to protecting residents. The mayor says more honors are expected. A series of memorial services started today to honor the late Reverend Jesse Jackson. Mourners gathered to pay respects at the Rainbow Push Coalition headquarters in Chicago, where the civil rights icon will lie in repose for 2 days. Events will also take place in Washington, D.C. and South Carolina. That's where Jackson was born and started his fight for civil rights.
He taught us all something that we are all going to remember in a lifetime. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. And I am somebody.
Died last week after battling a rare neurological disorder that limited his speech and mobility. He was 84 years old. The sports world and LSU community mourning tonight the loss of Devontae Lee, who inspired many with his battle against bone cancer. A native of Fluker, Lee starred at Amite High School alongside Heisman winner Devontae Smith and was part of LSU's 2019 national championship team. After a courageous fight against osteosarcoma, undergoing surgeries, chemotherapy, and radiation, Lee left a lasting legacy of strength and determination. Louisiana Tech head coach Sonny Cumbie calls him a true fighter. Funeral arrangements have not yet been announced. All right, let's talk about your weather now, because it was much warmer today with on and off rounds of rain, but we could possibly see more rain. Meteorologist Henry Blakes is here with the latest. Henry.
Hey, good evening, Dion. We got a few showers on First Alert Doppler radar right now. It may not look like much. That's because it's not, but for the fact that we have those drought conditions across parts of the state, any little bit of rain that we get is going to be welcome. We got some in around Jackson, in around Centerville area, and some try to push into western parts of West Feliciana Parish, and that'll make its way eventually into Wilkinson County. So for now, going to keep a very slight chance of a spotty shower in our forecast for your evening, but the rain chances are going to bump up a bit after midnight. We'll talk about those amounts later on, but you'll notice parts of central Louisiana, southwest Mississippi, and especially Terrebonne parishes. We're watching out for, unfortunately, drought conditions there, and about a third of the state of Louisiana looking at some type of burn ban. With the little bit of rain that we're getting tonight, it's not going to quench the drought, but it will give us a slight temporary little bit of relief. I'll talk more about it in your extended forecast. Dion?
All right, Henry, talk to you then. Well, after this long and cold winter, many people may be looking for some warm weather during spring break. But the recent wave of violence on Mexico's west coast has people worried about new attacks in popular destinations. And in this country, Florida has a new health scare. Kristen Benavides has more on the safety concerns this spring break season.
As unrest erupted across Mexico this week, hotels were locked down. Videos showed local businesses on fire. Flights in and out of popular tourist destinations were canceled. Even as things return to normal, the U.S. State Department says travelers should exercise increased caution throughout Mexico, with stricter warnings for specific states, including Jalisco, where resort town Puerto Vallarta is located.
But it shows how fluid issues can be anytime we travel.
Travel risk expert Kevin Coffey says vacationers should sign up for State Department alerts, share their locations with a loved one, and purchase travel insurance that covers evacuations and cancellations.
You really have to do your research on exactly what's going on in that destination and will it impact where you're going to be traveling into or traveling out of.
Another travel concern, health risks. Dr. Eileen Marty is an infectious disease expert in Florida. The state currently has the third most measles cases nationwide.
People who are coming to areas where there is an outbreak of measles, whether it's South Florida or Cancun, they should make sure that they are fully vaccinated before they come.
When it comes to Mexico, experts say take a close look at the map and see what level travel warning the State Department has given. If it's a level 3 or above, it's best to reconsider travel. Cristian Benavides, CBS News, Miami Beach.
A judge is ruling the Trump administration's policy of deporting immigrants to nations they are not from is unlawful. Federal District Judge Brian Murphy saying that the U.S. government is obligated to first try to deport detained immigrants to their home countries. He adds if that fails, a detainee must be given, quote, meaningful notice before deportation to a different country. But this ruling will not apply to those the U.S. government is trying to deport using expedited removal. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says multiple federal agencies are investigating after an American boat was attacked off the coast of Cuba. It comes as Cuban officials say its border troops shot and killed 4 people on the boat after the occupants apparently opened fire on them. We're learning that one of those people was an American who was killed. Cuban officials add the people on board were Cuban nationals living in the U.S. and they believe they were planning to commit an act of terrorism. They also claim another person arrested in Cuba confessed that he was sent from the U.S. to receive, quote, infiltrators.
It's highly unusual to see shootouts in open sea like that.
The attack comes as tensions between the U.S. and Cuba increase. The Trump administration is slapping new tariffs on the island and cutting off its oil shipments from Venezuela following the capture of former Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton answering questions under oath from the House Oversight Committee today in connection with the Epstein files. The closed-door meeting took place near her home in New York. Her husband, former President Bill Clinton, is scheduled to give his deposition tomorrow. Now, at the same time, there are new questions tonight about whether documents related to allegations against the president are missing. Erica Brown has the latest from Capitol Hill.
A motorcade carrying former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton arrived Thursday morning for her closed-door deposition in Chappaqua, New York, where lawmakers grilled her about convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein and his accomplice Ghislaine Maxwell.
No one's accusing at this moment the Clintons of any wrongdoing. They're going to have due process, but we have a lot of questions.
House Oversight Committee Chair James Comer laid out some of those questions.
How was he able to surround himself with some of the most powerful men in the world? Was he an asset for our government or any other government?
In the written opening statement she provided, Clinton said in part, quote, "I had no idea about their criminal activities. I do not recall ever encountering Mr. Epstein." She also accused the committee of trying to distract from President Trump's actions.
I hope that Chairman Comer and the Republicans will join us in demanding that the person who actually appears more times in the files than the former president, who we want to speak with, is President Donald Trump.
Former President Bill Clinton is expected to testify Friday, and Chairman Comer denied the Clintons' request to conduct the questioning in public, but said he may consider a public hearing at a later time. Comer also said the committee is looking into an NPR report that an Epstein survivor's allegations accusing Trump of sexual misconduct are missing from the Justice Department's document release.
We want to understand right now where the missing FBI files are.
Both President Trump and former President Clinton deny any criminal wrongdoing and have not been charged in connection with the late disgraced financier. Erica Brown, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Republicans tonight are already looking at ways to capitalize on President Donald Trump's momentum in November's midterms. This comes after the president's nearly 2-hour State of the Union address earlier this week, where the economy played a major feature. Top House Democrat Hakeem Jeffries is slamming the speech, but Senate Majority Leader John Thune argues the president provided Republicans a roadmap for future legislation.
One of the things that will be immediately on that agenda is a housing bill, which gets at the heart of the affordability issue, particularly for younger Americans.
There was no substance in that speech, but a lot of snake oil.
Midterms may be months away, but primaries in crucial states like Texas and North Carolina start on Tuesday. With affordability the main focus of Democrats heading into the midterms, one particular issue is taking the spotlight: the cost of care. Washington correspondent Katrin Assef details House Democrats plan on day 2 of their issues conference.
Everyone will need caretaking at some point. From watching children to helping aging parents, the need to strengthen the care economy was the main talking point on Thursday, at least among House Democrats.
This issue will be a defining one in the 2026 elections.
On day 2 of the House Democrats' Issues Conference, lawmakers distilled their overarching theme of affordability down to bite-sized issues, turning the focus to one specific topic they feel impacts the rest.
Caregiving makes all other work possible.
The care economy is one that doesn't discriminate based on age, with children, elderly, and disability care a thought on most Americans' minds. But besides being unattainable to many, it's also unaffordable, disproportionately requiring women to leave the workforce, taking away an untapped driver of the economy. Democrats say they have the solution.
It's not going to be enough for us to just go back to the way things were. We are going to be big and bold, and we are going to have real solutions that solve this problem.
It's one piece of the affordability puzzle being worked out this week. A series of discussions and panels completing House Democrats' midterm agenda they say will lock into place as soon as they get the majority. But regardless of a blue wave in November, lawmakers promise the plan won't change, pitching their answers to Americans with or without the Speaker's gavel.
We are unified, we are focused, and we are legislatively extremely successful at advancing our agenda despite being in the minority.
In Leesburg, I'm Katrin Assef.